Welcome to this edition of Michael's Weekly Perspective Podcast. This is podcast episode 55. In this podcast, I'm going to share with you my winter break plan, and then at the end, I'm also going to share with you accomplishment that I have done for this week. That's all for this edition, and stay tuned. Hello, it's great to be back with you once again on this edition of Michael's Weekly Perspective Podcast. This is podcast episode 55. In this podcast, I'm first going to share with you my plan for this winter break, and then at the end, I'm going to share with you my accomplishment for this week. That's all to this edition, and stay tuned. If you would like, you can send an email to munnmichael68@gmail.com. That's munnmichael68@gmail.com. Or you can also call using the listener line, and the phone number is 404-923-0115. That's 404-923-0115. I can't believe that I'm once again on winter break for 2021. This year fly by quickly, isn't it? During this winter break, my plan is to resume my job that I had with Tech Vision during the summer. The reason why I decided to go back and work for Tech Vision during my winter break is because I like the idea of teaching students like me how to use technology, so this way they can compete with their sighted students in school and anywhere else. It's all about equality. Since we are talking about technology, there was an update that was released on Wednesday, and one of the features that I really like is the ability to split sound card from one channel to another. To enable this feature, you first press insert space, and then V for volume, and then C for sound card.
Sound cards.
And then you press up arrow to select the sound card. I'm going to press up arrow twice.
Speaker real tech audio.
I have the screen reader audio routed to my computer. To go back to your default sound card, you press the same command, insert space, V, and then C, and then press up and down arrow to select your default sound card. I can think of two scenarios right now that you can really use this feature in real life. One of them was yesterday when I had my training workshop with Tech Vision. We were learning how to use the Braille math editor in Word. Sometimes our ears get overwhelmed when we have to hear both the presenter on the meeting software that we're using and the screen reader. Split the screen reader audio to your default sound card can alleviate that stress from your ear. So yesterday, I really had some fun playing with this feature. The other scenario that I can think of this feature can really be a great benefit is when you are giving out a screen reader demonstration. Before this feature is being integrated to JAWS, we have to fire up a program that is capable of screen share, for example Zoom and other screen sharing software. But with this feature integrated to JAWS, we don't have to do that anymore. One of the accomplishments that I want to share with you is this week, I finished watching Squid Game Season 1. There are 8 episodes, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is the entire show that I watched and finished within a week. I am not a person that likes to sit down and watch movie, but Squid Game was an exception. I finished it, and I really enjoyed the show. First of all, I heard about Squid Game from my horticulture teacher. When he first asked me whether I know about Squid Game, the new show, my mind was completely blank about it because I never heard of it before until he started mentioning about it. Finally, I started watching the show after my review for the horticulture exam last Monday. There are some aspects within the Squid Game that I like, and there are some that I don't. I like the games that they played in 6 different days, especially when they're playing the first game, which is red light and green light. And something that I don't like about Squid Game is that once a player is eliminated, it also symbolizes the end of their life. If they got eliminated, they get shot. Those players who are really playing those games are either in a massive debt or they want a quick way to make money. And if they win, they get 4.56 billion as a reward. So to make it short, this week I finished watching a film even though I'm not a person who likes to sit down and watch movie. This is it for this edition of Michael's Weekly Perspective Podcast. If you would like, you can send an email to munnmichael68@gmail.com. That's munnmichael68@gmail.com. You can also call using the listener line, and the phone number is 404-923-0115. That's 404-923-0115. Thank you for listening to this podcast, and have a nice day.